speaking to you. Yes, Lord, I believe. And the man said, and he worshiped Jesus. Then Jesus told him, I entered this world to render judgment, to give sight to the blind, and to show those who think they see that they are blind. Some Pharisees who were standing nearby, these are the rule guys. They always carry the rules. Rule number 42, buddy. You're in trouble. Some Pharisees were standing nearby, heard him, and said, are you saying we're blind? If you were blind, you wouldn't be guilty, Jesus replied. But you remain guilty because you claim you can see. You see, in reality, where you are is where you start. Where you are is where you start. You can't do what you wish you were. You can only do what you are. You start where you are instead of where you wish you were. We cannot save ourselves. I would love to believe that I can claim anything and I would have it. I'd love to believe that. But Jesus seems to say here that if you claim that you can see, then you are blind. I cannot claim that I can see. I can only claim that I'm blind. And I need Him to help me see. In so doing, I remain in darkness. If I choose to admit darkness, inability, and lostness, then I will see. That's what Jesus is saying. I'm not making this up. That's what He said. Great tennis player by the name of Arthur Ashe. I don't know if you know who he is. Google him online. He had some great things that he said. One of his favorite things was this: start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Very succinct. Jesus is saying, if you're blind, then just say you're blind. Don't pretend to see when you're just trying to figure out life. Just admit, you know what? I am blind here. I don't know. People asked me when we were going to Vietnam, we had only visited here a couple of times. I had no idea what to expect. People would ask me all kinds of questions about Vietnam, and I just said, I don't know. I don't know. My list of I don't knows is much longer than the I do knows. Americans are such, though, they like to know all that stuff. They want to know all kinds of details, but I couldn't make it up. I'm blind. But now I can say, I see more than I did before. There's still some things I don't know. And I would prefer to just lean on the person and not the method. Just staying close to Him. Listen to what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 11. Jesus said, come to me. He didn't say, do as I do. He said, come to me. All of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke on you. Let me teach you. I'm humble and gentle at heart. Hey, if you could open a man's eyes blind from birth, could you still say, you are humble and gentle at heart? Man, we come across like the big kahuna, wouldn't we? Big kahuna, that's Hawaiian for big boss. In Swahili, they call it samaki mkubwa, the big fish. He's the big one. He said, let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light. Let me conclude with this. Here's the point. Number one. Christ came to seek and to save the lost. He did not come to try to convince you and twist your arm to believe. He came to seek and to save the lost. As long as you say that you're not lost, come on, guys. If your wife looks at you, hey, are we lost? No, we're not lost. Just keep driving around. Until you just say, you know what? I don't know where we are. Pull out the map. Then you will continue to wander around. Second thing is this. This fellowship of believers is called to embrace those who are seeking Him, never throwing mud. You hear me? This fellowship of believers is called to embrace those who are just trying to figure Him out. Jesus didn't rebuke him. I heard that you said I was a prophet. I am not a prophet. Jesus didn't rebuke him. Hey, this guy was on this great journey. I'm just trying to figure this out. We are called not to split hairs with people and say, oh, you don't do things quite. No, listen, embrace those who are trying to seek Him, never throwing mud. The last thing is this: never assume that you know how God will change your friend or yourself. Just stay close to Him. Miracles in the Gospel of John.